Hello, everyone, and welcome to the channel, Shelly's Millions. It's the Q&A California EDD Unemployment Live. Before I get into your questions, I want to address a couple of things at the beginning of the video. The first is if you are pending because you did qualify for the 1 extra week of Fed Ed and you certified yesterday, I probably should have made a video on this, but for Fed Ed, you do need to list your 3 work searches, and they needed to be input onto UI Online when you were certifying. So if you certified yesterday for Fed Ed and you're pending, that might be why, and that might require a phone call. I did see in the Facebook group that I moderate on that some people didn't input their work searches into UI Online and they went ahead and they got paid anyway. So that might not be why you're pending, but that could be one of the reasons why you're pending if you just certified under the Fed Ed program yesterday. Also, I just want to reiterate, I know a lot of people. Oh my goodness. I think my sound wasn't on. Was I just speaking with no sound? Did you guys hear any of that? Um, can you guys give me a thumbs up in the chat if you just heard all the stuff I just said? Shoot. Okay. Well, I hope you were able to hear all of. Okay, good. Good. Okay, thanks, Michael. Okay, good. I worried about that. So that's what could be going on with Fed Ed. Also, perfect. Okay. So I also want to say about Fed Ed, it is possible that the EDD has not sent out notices to everyone that's going to qualify yet. So if you think you qualify for Fed Ed, but you didn't get to certify yesterday, it is possible that they're doing that in batches, and it could take up to 2 weeks for you to find out if you were rolled over onto Fed Ed. I got to turn the fan on. But once they do sweep up your claim in the system, figure out that you were eligible for Fed Ed, you should be able to certify and collect benefits for that week. What else did I want to say about that? Many people got a text saying that you would get Fed Ed benefits for up to 20 weeks, but the operative phrase there being up to 20 weeks. And unfortunately, that whole program expired September 11th. So it was just going to be that 1 week, even though your entire claim balance for, I believe it was 13 weeks of benefits just loaded onto your claims. You're not going to have access to that. I also wanted to talk about backdating your EDD claim right at the beginning of this video. If you have recently requested backdating on your claim, it can take up to 20 weeks, not 20 weeks, 2 months. I was looking at something else. It can take up to 2 months to find out if your request for backdating was approved or not. That is not a fast process for getting your unemployment claim backdated to find out if it was approved or not. Okay. Everybody's reminding each other to give this video a thumbs up. I would certainly appreciate that. Sybil says my glasses are dirty. No, she didn't say that. She said, I'm looking good and a happy smile. Thank you. Hello, Scotty. Work was good today. I actually ran into someone who is a fan of the channel, and so that's really cool. I've run into him a couple times. He does security when we're doing like events, and we had a special event tonight, and so he was there doing security. So that was awesome. Linda says, I applied for a job at Smart and Final. I just need something to get by. I got an email saying they want me to come in for a drug test and a welcome to the team as a manager. As a manager yourself, was I hired? That certainly sounds like it, as long as you pass the drug test. You actually should be paid for whatever this welcome to the team thing is. Like almost anything, even filling out paperwork in the state of California is supposed to be paid. So that sure sounds like it to me. So congratulations. I actually really like we get our hot dog buns from Smart and Final. People really like those buns. And the girls that check me out are always like super fast and really nice. All right, Fear says, got Fed Ed today, certified and paid instantly. My claim balance shot way up. It's a pity we can't collect it. Only if by some miracle if unemployment is extended. Yeah, pretty much. And a lot of people are frustrated. It's like holding candy in front of a baby and then taking it away. Like, it's really frustrating to see that balance and just not have access to it. All right, Siegel, I got a job interview, but it's not near the beach, because Siegel was like, where should I work? And I was like, you should work near the beach because your name's Siegel. It's like 7 miles away from the beach. That's still pretty close. The sea will not dawn upon me. It's for a management position in retail. That sounds like an awesome opportunity, and good luck with that. This is turning out to be pretty positive tonight. And welcome new member Maria. I also want to say, guys, I have subscriber chat on. So that means that you do need to be a subscriber to the channel. That does not mean you need to pay for the membership. If you guys do want to join the membership, it's $1.99. But I'm hoping that most of you are nearing the end of your questions for unemployment, and that maybe you won't need to be a subscriber on the channel, or maybe you just want to, not a subscriber, but a member. Vanjie says, in a way, this is going to be the last live stream about unemployment. It's kind of sad, but it's also exciting to see what I have in store for you guys in the future. I really want to talk about budgeting, finance, personal finance, investing, all of those kinds of things. I very much believe that you can start off at the bottom like I did. I started off scooping popcorn, sweeping floors, worked my way up to management, was able to save enough on my own, no outside help, to buy a little house in Los Angeles, California. And I think a lot of people have given up on the American dream of home ownership, or even just being able to retire when they're old. I hear so many people say, I'm never going to be able to afford to retire. And I would love to inspire, even if I had just inspired one person to start participating in their company's 401k, to start saving and investing. And if I can help one person be inspired by my story, like that would make me really happy. So yeah, I'll still be making YouTube videos. I'll give you guys a home tour. I'll show you guys the before and after pictures of my house. I have lots of ideas. Unfortunately, stuff with unemployment and the EDD has been messed up. Like, that's always been the plan, but the EDD has been so messed up. I haven't been able to make those videos because every day they're messing up something new. So yeah, and I will still make the unemployment and stimulus videos as relevant information comes out about those programs. Talk about DNCP and if it really is 2 weeks for it to kick in. Okay, so there's a couple things with DNCP. One, most of us filed on Sunday, September 5th, when the other programs ended. And if you were on DNCP, if you were approved for a deferred new claim payment, the earliest you would be able to certify would be September 19th. However, in the last California EDD unemployment news release, they said that they were reinstating the 1 week waiting period for new unemployment claims. And I don't know if the DNCP claims are going to be subject to that 1 week waiting period. If they are, that would mean that you couldn't certify for benefits until September 26th. So, of course, I'll be making at least one more video about unemployment on that. And I actually might make a specific one about FedEd, because a lot of people are still really confused with what's going on with that extra week of benefits. Okay. Brian says, I got a job interview at a supervisor position. I hope I get it. If I do they just background check me? You're a manager, so I wonder if you do the hiring part too. What should I expect? It really depends from business to business. California, I don't know if my company would like this, but I've never explicitly told you guys where I work. We don't background check. We don't do that. That costs a lot of money. So a lot of companies do not run a background check. We don't. We try to hire from within. I'm not actually sure if we hired somebody who hasn't worked their way up in the company, if we would run a background check. But if you have worked with us, it normally takes a little while to move your way up. So we have already known you probably over a year if you were promoted. And after you get promoted, then if you apply for the position, we go off of our experience working with you, and we don't run background checks. I would imagine that a lot of companies are like that, because a background check costs money and companies are looking to save as much money as possible right now. So I don't know in terms of other companies' background checks. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it is probably going to be on the impression that you make during the interview. So make sure to dress nice. I will say one thing, right? As an employer, probably the most important thing that I'm looking for, if we're hiring just floor staff, just someone to work selling popcorn and cleaning auditoriums, we do look at availability. Anybody who has no scheduling restrictions is a good candidate for us if they're just starting out for an entry level position. Um, what a lot of people do, guys, because we have a lot of younger kids, so they're definitely going to be in college. So when they apply, they tell us that their availability is any. And then after we hire them, being like, oh, great, we're going to have somebody to work Tuesdays now. Next thing we know, somebody's in school on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and they have to update their availability. And that's fine. That just means that we're still looking for people on Tuesdays. But one of the things in a management candidate that we look for is the person a problem solver? And do they understand like how many problems managers solve? And are they very customer service oriented? Different businesses vary on the level of customer service that they want to give. We really do bend over backwards for our customers. So we're looking for someone that's like, yeah, if they want to pass, go ahead and give it to them. Different companies will be looking for different amounts of customer service. And the other thing is, if you don't know the answer, be willing to find it. So if they ask you a question and you're not sure how to answer, one of the best answers is an honest answer and just say, you know what, I'm not sure about that, but let me step away for 5 minutes. Let me go look for the answer for you and I'll be right back. You're not going to say that to your interviewee, but you would say that to a customer that was in front of you, like, let me find that answer for you. That being willing to find the answer, and a lot of times it's just like a Google search, that really sets people apart. My garage roommate who rents out the room to use as work from home, that's kind of how they moved ahead. They didn't know the answers. I don't exactly know what they do. It's like customer service for like tech stuff, and they didn't know the answers when they started, but they all use like Slack or Hip Chat or something like that. So my roommate just asks like their coworkers hey, does anybody know the answer to this? It's the willingness to find the answer. It's not knowing all the answers, but it is the willingness to go the extra mile and find the answer. I don't know yet, but let me go check for you. I'll be right back and find out. Okay. So don't be afraid to not know the answer either. And just if you're answering the person that's interviewing you, just say, you know what, I don't know that answer right now, but if you call me back later today, I will have that answer for you. I will do everything in my power to get you that answer. Just being willing to find an answer is amazing. A lot of people I don't feel like it's that they're not willing to do that, but they don't know how to communicate that they're willing to find the answers. So, yeah, that's my advice. I hope that helps. Hi, Sugar Sprinkles. I am good. I hope you are too. Michael says, just wanted to let me know that Sunday you certified for your last $300 boost, and your manager called me from my old job at Lexus. No interview, no nothing. He hired me back, no application. I did see that, Michael. That is amazing. I hope you'll still be able to moderate on Jenny's channel when she goes live. Benjamin, do I think they will extend PUA at all? It's not looking like that. I will say very cautiously that in the stimulus package, that's not the stimulus package, the infrastructure package, Biden said he wants to like revamp the whole unemployment program, right? And I do think that going forward, there may be a path for people who are self employed or gig economy workers to collect unemployment benefits. But I don't think they're necessarily looking to expand those programs now, but just maybe make it permanently eligible if someone were to be unemployed in the future that works in one of those types of environments. this is something really interesting, and I'm kind of glad you asked that. When all of this came about, it's very clear that our unemployment offices and the way these laws are written are not designed for the way people live and work today. It's not set up for people that have a full-time 9 to 5 job, get off of that job, and then go drive for Uber. It's not designed for people that are both self-employed and have traditional lines of work. And I do think that they are looking into figuring out a permanent way to make benefits available to fit our current lifestyles and the way we work in today's society. At least I hope they will. But they're not looking at expanding benefits for people who've already maxed out on those programs or extending those programs, but maybe going forward, just having it available in general. Ashley says, I have no weeks to certify, but I still have money on my claim balance. Unfortunately, all these programs just ended. PUA ended September 4th, PEUC Extension Tier 2, Extension Tier 2 Augmentation. So if you have a balance on your claim, you don't have access to it anymore, and it eventually will go back to the federal government. Hi, Mike. You got your 1 week of Fed Ed, and if Newsom stays governor, will he keep Fed Ed for 12 more weeks? No. So, guys, I made a video on this. It's not, so it wouldn't be the Fed Ed program. That's not even a possibility. Fed Ed, and I didn't I knew it, but I wasn't paying attention in the right ways. EDD publishes unemployment rates every month, and last month it was 7.6%. For Fed Ed to continue, the unemployment rate needs to be above 6%. So you guys would be going, Shelly, but 7.6% is higher than 6%. So why isn't Fed Ed continuing? And the answer is the EDD uses 2 different rates, and they have to pick through the Department of Labor, and it's guided by the Department of Labor. So what the EDD publishes every month is something called the True Unemployment Rate, the TUR. But that's not what they use to determine if extended benefits like Fed Ed would be available. To determine if Fed Ed would still be available, they use something called the IUR, the Insured Unemployment Rate. And the Insured Unemployment Rate doesn't count people on the PUA unemployment program. So there's a whole group of people that the IUR doesn't count. And the IUR in California, when I last looked, as reported by the Department of Labor for California, is 3.92%. So that is lower than 6%. So Fed Ed would not be able to continue. Now, what Newsom does have control over if he stays in office is if California has remaining funds from the American Rescue Plan, which we don't have remaining funds. All the funds have been allocated to other programs like Housing is Key. The money's all earmarked for other programs. What he could do is take money that he's already said, hey, we'll give to this program, and he could say, I'm not going to give money to that program anymore, or I'm going to give less money to that program, or I'm going to give less money to these other 5 programs. And he could take that money and use it to do something with unemployment benefits. But I don't know how likely that is. And then if you did that, you'd have all those groups that got promised money upset that funds were taken away from programs that they thought they were going to be given. And then all of a sudden Newsom's like, oh, never mind, we're going to give it to the unemployed. So it's a really tricky situation. And I'm not sure, even if he stays in, if unemployment benefits would be extended. I would imagine that it's not, because he hasn't indicated at all that he has any intention of doing that. Okay. This is where you guys are all letting me know that you could hear me. It was so weird because my volume was all the way down. So anyway, I'm glad that you heard that. Thank you, Ernie, for saying I look wonderful. Uh-oh. All right. I lost my place in the chat already. So I'll read random ones as I scroll back up. The Reyes family says, hey, hey, hey. Maribel says, no golden stimulus yet. Still waiting. Guys, and I haven't received mine either. I'm with Wells Fargo, and they still have for direct deposit, I want to say till like mid-October, and then to mail out checks, they have till the end of December. Okay, I'm scrolling back up. Maria wants to know, do you think we'll be able to certify again by the beginning of October? No, only if you qualified for a new claim. Hi, Jeff. Oh, you got a job, M. Cool. Wait, Aaron, thank you. Hi, Toya. Yes, we're definitely going to talk about budgeting. I want to try and get that sponsored by mint.com. I haven't used mint.com, but they are a budgeting app. I believe it's a free budgeting app, but I want them to sponsor a video, and then then that way they would pay me to teach you guys how to learn it, and I would learn it myself. Okay. Maxie says, what does it mean when my employer goes on protest? I'm not sure. Do you mean that they are contesting your claim? That means that they disagree with the reasoning that you put that you were let go. Normally, to get unemployment benefits, you need to have been let go through no fault of your own. So you could apply regardless of the circumstances why you were let go. And an employer gets a letter saying, do you want to contest this person's application for unemployment benefits? If they contest it, that means that they believe that you were let go for cause. Cause could be something like ongoing tardiness. It could be for something like leaving part of your job duties incomplete. It could be for insubordination, which would be like back talking a manager or something like that. I will say, so it means that your employer seems to be disagreeing with the reason that you were let go from your job. Um, However, if that's the case, oftentimes you would need to appeal that decision, and the appeal process is taking about 6 months to complete. But the EDD sides with the employee in over 93% of cases. So if you're denied those benefits because your employer disagrees, it's worth appealing because there's a very good chance that the EDD would go ahead and award you benefits. Yeah, Erica, PUA completely ended the week ending 9/4, and right now there is no talk of any unemployment office in any state talking about extending that program. All right. Nina says, I got approved for UI when my year ended, but it's been pending for 4 weeks. So I would do a couple things. I would email your assembly member and have them see if they can push through the new claim. Actually, not a couple things. That's probably it. And I have how to find your assembly member linked in the description down below. Let me put that in chat and pin that. Give me 1 second. And this is like a crazy wackadoo website. Like it's going to be like, this is not a secure website, but as far as I know, it's fine. You're just typing in your zip code to get this. I'm also going to put in my claimer discount link because I know a lot of you prefer calling the EDD, so I might as well give you that link in case you haven't used them yet and you want to. And let's see here. They are still one of the best ways to call and get through to the EDD and guarantee that you're going to get to talk to someone. Okay. So we'll do that and this, and then we'll pin this comment. How do I do this? All right, so I've now pinned. Have I pinned it? Now at the top is find your rep. And I did like at this point, like it's so frustrating getting through to the EDD. I actually do recommend contacting your assembly member by email. And then that way you don't even have to bother with getting through to the EDD at all. Let's see here. Scrolling my way back up. Uh-oh. Okay, Christ says, if PUA was canceled on the 4th, why does it show people can certify? Should they? Yes. By the way, if it gives you dates to certify, you should certify. I think a lot of people, there's still confusion about what program you're on. a lot of people think that Fed Ed means all federal benefits. They think everybody who got PUA, PEUC, Extension Tier 2, and Extension Tier 2 augmentation, they're thinking that that's Fed Ed. They're confusing Fed Ed with federal unemployment benefits. It's a completely different program. So just like PUA is different from PEUC, Fed Ed is just one of those. It's a different type of unemployment program. It's not federal benefits. Fed Ed has always been available even before the pandemic when California's unemployment rate was high enough. So people are still confused about that. So maybe you weren't on PUA, or maybe the EDD screwed up. Anyway, if you guys have weeks to certify, if it says to come back and certify on such and such a date, pursue that and see what happens. There's not going to be any harm in certifying for benefits if it lets you. Okay. All right. Niaz says, I certified for FedEd last night at 9. It said paid this morning. I still haven't gotten paid though. I would give it, I always say up until 72 hours, which would be Wednesday morning. And then if you haven't been paid by Wednesday morning, that's when I would potentially worry about it. Sorry, guys. Okay. Nene says, if we have pending payments, will the $300 just be included and will it still take till September 30th? I meant back pay. Yes. If you have pending payments for weeks that are before September 4th, all those weeks are supposed to include the extra $300 boost, as long as they determine that you're eligible for benefits in general. And yes, all the pending payments are supposed to be wrapped up by September 30th. But I'm not sure if they're really going to be able to honor that deadline. And I want to just make clear that that's only for pending payments. It's not if they say disqualification. It's not if they say not paid. It's not if they say NA. It's not if they say appeal. Payments where you're awaiting an appeal, that could still take 6 months minimum to get cleared up. So yes, but whenever those payments get cleared up and get approved to be released to you, they should include the $300 boost. Also, even though the conditional payments should be pending payments should be paid out by September 30th, because the EDD is behind on phone determination interviews by about 16 weeks now. If you got paid on September 30th, let's say each month had 4 weeks, some months have 5, September, October, November, December, January, you guys could still be awaiting a phone determination interview in January of 2022. So even if you're back to work, if you ever received conditional unemployment payments, you need to be on the lookout for that phone determination interview. Okay, Pauline says, why do I have 1 week pending to be paid? And why do my claim balance have an increase of $2,000 when it was 0? So it sounds like you were approved for the Fed Ed extension that lasted 1 week. However, they loaded up everybody's claim balance with the standard number of weeks, which I believe was 13, even though the text said up to 20. But you only are able to get money out for 1 week of the week that ended September 11th if the program type was Fed Ed. And if it's pending, did you list your 3 work searches on your UI Online homepage when you certified? Because that is one of the requirements for Fed Ed, although I have seen on my Facebook message board group that some people that didn't list it online went ahead and were switched to paid anyway. Charmy says, how many times do you need to certify? I certified last week, but I don't know if I was supposed to certify for my benefits before September 11th. Did I miss a payment? No, and normally when you log on to certify for benefits, it will show you all the available weeks. So when you log on to certify, it normally says you have until this date for this certification to be considered timely. And so I want to say it's about 4 weeks. So you could even go 4 weeks without certifying, and then on week number 4 log in, and then you would have 4 weeks to certify, and then those would all switch to paid. So if you're not sure, just log on right now and see if you have weeks to certify. Yeah. Okay. Kenneth says lots of jobs on Craigslist, but more paying jobs on Indeed. All right. So, guys, maybe switch Craigslist and check out Indeed for higher paying jobs. Okay. Toya, I took a COVID test. I haven't gotten my results, but my employer said I can come back on the 24th. Can I still get EDD? It depends on what type of claim you were on. So if you had a PUA claim, if you had PEUC, extension tier 2, extension tier 2 augmentation, or FedEd, those have all now ended. So the only way that you could potentially qualify for benefits is if you qualified for a whole new claim. And I'm not sure that the pandemic related reasons are still covered on new claims. However, most employers, if they have less than 500 employees, are supposed to offer additional COVID pay. So in California, you're normally supposed to accrue 48 hours of sick pay a year. But because of everything that's been going on, there was additional sick pay of up to 80 hours. So you might, like, it's a delicate thing, but you might just say to your employer, say, hey, is there any special sick pay that I would be eligible for since you're asking me to stay home due to COVID? And just see what they say. But like, be super delicate about that, because I know everybody's just back to work and they don't want to, they want to have good relationships with their employers. And employers are not supposed to retaliate or anything like that. But you're basically saying, hey, is there this program that you didn't tell me about that you're supposed to know about? And so it's delicate. Ashley says, I don't have any weeks to certify, but I still have money on my claim. I have certified on the 4th for 1 week, and my second week says NA. That's because all those programs ended September 4th. It does not matter if you have a claim balance left or not. Those programs expired. So I'm trying to think of a good analogy. It's like if you have milk in your refrigerator, but it expired on September 4th, and you go to drink it, but you can't use it because it's chunky. Like, so you just throw it away, except for in this case, instead of throwing it away because it's gone bad, you just can't access it. And the remaining claim balance gets returned to the federal government. Lorambo wants a Hollywood Shelly's Millions show. All right. Budgeting tips and building credit. I am very happy to do that. And I don't want to brag. I just want to establish myself as someone that knows a little something about this. I just checked my credit score. It's up to an 830. So I can definitely give you guys tips on how I did that. And, I'm not a professional financial advisor, but I know how I did it. So I can give you guys those same tips. And I would love, love, love to share those with you. All right. Thank you. Spell Legacy. Borrow me a few bucks. Well, now here's something else that's interesting. I almost always have $0 in my bank account. I am almost always intentionally living paycheck to paycheck, because what I do, you guys have heard about like lifestyle inflation when you get a raise. Well, I don't do that. I put more money into a savings or investing account that then I don't touch. So I don't have a few bucks to borrow. I almost never do, but that's on purpose. Okay, John Francis says, I heard when Newsom wins, he has a big surprise for California. Well, that would be interesting. We'll see. Okay. Jose says, you never owned a house if you don't pay Joe Biden and Pelosi taxes. That will take it from you. Not necessarily. I'm 5 years away from paying off my house, but I'm considering refinancing it and getting cash out so that then I can invest that money, or having it sit on the side to buy investment property. All right. Christ says, oh, we answered that one. I answered that one earlier as I got lost in my comments. If you see a date that you can certify, please certify it. I heard Whole Foods Market does not drug test. Could be. M's got some funny comments here. Jason says, I'm on FedEd. How much would I get? My weekly benefit says 50. You are going to get 0 because there was only 1 week left until the entire FedEd program expired, and that expired September 11th. You will not have access to any more of that money on that FedEd claim. Edgar, you are very welcome. Lots of businesses in California don't drug test because the state approves of medical marijuana tests. That might be one of the reasons. Juan says, I got some payments pending from May and June and 2 weeks from last year. Do you think they're going to pay? Not without you pursuing it. And the easiest way to pursue those missing payments is going to be by using that link that I have pinned for Find Your Rep. That's to find your assembly member, and you're going to email them and just tell them what happened and that those weeks are missing, and it also helps to say, I'm experiencing financial hardship. Say, I'm experiencing financial hardship and all these programs just ended and I still haven't received my benefits from those weeks. Is there anything that you can do to help push those payments through and help get me paid? Okay. John Francis, I worked at Warner Grad Theater for over 12 years. Might go back. They were closed for 18 months. Warner Grand is in San Pedro. That sounds nice. Yeah, do that. Oh, PUA is messed up. Yes. Uh-oh. Okay. Michael is working with Jenny to find out exactly when she's going to be doing her live streams, if she's still going to be doing them Wednesday. Goal is to do both because Jenny is awesome. Yes. I hope that you're able to figure out how to make that work with her. All right. Maribel says, missed the beginning. We'll have to watch the whole video. I would love that. Andrew says, oh yeah, Andrew's got Alexis. Yeah, that's a great idea. Andrew, and I know that you needed those tires, and I dragged you and you followed the channel anyway. I was like, get rid of the Lexus. But you explained to me all about it, and we're still friends now. But yeah, get a discount on those tires. Get a job at Lexus. That would be cool. Be a Lexus salesman. All right, Rubenesque Entertainment says, your brother's payment has been pending for a couple months. You reached out to the assembly and they have not answered us back. Are they going to be? So what I would do is I would, one, follow up with them and I would say, hey, I emailed you over 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whatever the time frame is, and you never responded to me. Do you have any update on this? And see what they say. Number two, Lorena Gonzalez, her office, she's in charge of San Diego, but her office has helped people that don't live in San Diego County. Her office has been so helpful, and she is actually going through a cancer battle right now, and her office is still helping people that aren't even in her area. So again, her name is Lorena Gonzalez. She's an assemblywoman, and see if she can help you if your own assembly member won't. And then, by the way, if your own assembly member is not helping you, when we have those elections again, please remember that and vote out any assembly member that has not helped you. Because most of them have been amazing, but I have gotten, and like so much so that I call them superheroes and saints. But there have been some reports where your assembly member just hasn't responded at all to you. And if that's the case, vote them out. Okay. Carolina says, still pending for 8 weeks, but I did get approved for a new claim, but still pending and have to certify for the 19th. And my claim tracker says I'm pending for an interview, but I've been waiting over 2 months for my interview. Would I get pending payments before the 30th of September? It really depends. I'm seeing a lot of the reps telling people that they have to wait for the interview. That is not supposed to be the case. If you've never gotten any payments from the EDD, then you wouldn't be eligible for the conditional payment pay now program. You do need to have at least received one successful payment from the EDD. Otherwise, I think if it says pending, not disqualification, not paid, if it says pending, they are supposed to release those by September 30th. One of the best ways to get it pushed through faster, though, is by emailing your assembly member. Okay, Sybil, you're told all benefits payable paid. Status tracker, no weeks to certify. Found out I'm PEUC Tier 2 extension. End of pandemic program says only received regular unemployment for 9/4. Yeah, so the PEUC extensions did expire on 9/4, so that would mean that the maximum benefits were paid under that program. And now your only option would be, if you're at the end of your benefit, if you're past your benefit year end, you could potentially see if you qualify for a new claim. But to apply and file for a new claim, not only do you need $1,400 in W-2 wages in the last 18 months, you also need to pass the lag period, which means if you haven't done any work since you filed your initial unemployment claim, you would fail lag, F-A-I-L, fail lag. And if you fail lag, then you don't qualify for a new claim. So you need to have also completed some work since originally opening your original unemployment claim. Erica's certified for the last week, but it's FedEd. It's still pending. I'd give it till Wednesday, and if it hasn't cleared up by then I would try calling or emailing your assembly member. Yeah, I'm just having a good hair day. It's random. Also Frances recently redid my hair. Well, no, she did it like a month ago, maybe. I don't know. It is a relatively new cut and dye job. Diorfo says, signed up for the EDD August 7th, haven't gotten the card yet. So if you just filed for unemployment benefits, it takes about 3 weeks for them to go through the process of approving a new claim. And then after you certify for those payments and after the first one switches to paid, it would be 10 business days after the first payment switches to paid. And that's when they would get your EDD debit card. The Reyes family, any update today? Got a message saying I might qualify for FedEd extension. So it does seem like they're still doing those in sweeps, in batches, sending out those messages, but that would just be for the 1 week of payment. You might get a text that says it's up to 20 weeks, but the operative word there being up to, the whole program expired on 9/11. No, don't tell people to Google it. Tell them that, because people also don't want to do the work themselves. They asked you a question, so they want you to go find the answer. So you have to go Google it. You don't tell them that you're Googling it, because then they might feel like, oh, well, they're just saying I should have Googled it. No, just say, let me find the answer for you. Of course, I love podcasts. I am not planning on going anywhere. Your last week for benefits is still pending. Yeah, again, give it till Wednesday. Yes, Rich, so far so good. Sybil says, until benefits are exhausted, notice of determination for FedEd not allowed on regular claim because no earnings 40 times. Oh, so yeah, so that just means you didn't qualify for that extra week of benefits. So now your only option would be to see if you qualify for a new claim. Maria, do you have to have a dependent in order to get the Golden State stimulus? You have some friends that don't have a dependent but still got it, so you're confused. No, but if you got the first one, then you wouldn't qualify for the second one. But they still have quite a bit of time to send out the second Golden State stimulus check. It would be for $600. You do not need a dependent. You just need to have made less than $75,000. And you need to have filed your taxes. Pauline, I see that you're saying that you need your money, you need it now because you have rent to be paid. So my advice to you, you guys know I'm going to talk about the Housing is Key program. If you think you're going to be late on your rent, or if you think you're not going to be able to pay your rent in the future because you just had your benefits expire, don't apply online, but do go to, oh shoot, now I'm going to go to that. Can I edit a pinned comment? I'm going to housingiskey.com. It automatically changes it. Okay, hold on. The phone number to help pay for future rent is 833-430-2122. Is there a way for me to, let me see here. Nope. hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to, I'm not good at multitasking. Hold on, let me use my little custom emojis that show that I'm not good at multitasking. This is me winking and saying I can multitask in case there's ever an employer watching that wants to employ me, then I'm definitely good at multitasking. Hold on one second. I'm moving things around so that I can get this phone. Ah, shoot. Come here, your little phone number. Why is this not working? All right, hold on. Oh my goodness. I'm going to get you guys the number to call. Housing is key. That did not work. All right, well, it's going to be 833. Oh, I hid it behind my stream. Okay, here we go. 833-430-2122. Call that number and tell them that you need help with your future rent. I'm sorry that took so long. It's because I can multitask. Okay. All right. Now. Okay. Sorry. And then I already have another comment penned. Thank you, Yeezus, for the donation. What about people who filed taxes with EDD? No word. So you are supposed to qualify for the Golden State stimulus even if you didn't earn any income. They changed that. So between $0 and $75,000, you are supposed to qualify for the Golden State stimulus. Okay. I'm seeing some random comments, but I want to take those as I scroll back up to where I lost my place. Okay, Debbie, she's got the little devils and the aliens and the skulls. Halloween is coming. It's my favorite holiday. Okay, I get sidetracked too. Can I explain fail lag in regards to a new claim filing in more detail? Still do not understand. So generally, yes, I can, and I'm about to. So generally, the EDD unemployment system is set up so that people cannot get 2 back-to-back unemployment claims without having completed additional work. So that's basically what the lag period is. I don't know why they call it a lag period, but basically you can't have 2 back-to-back unemployment unless you've done some work. So if we first filed for unemployment benefits in March, April, May, June, July of 2020, back when everything was shut down, and then our benefit year just ended, first of all, we probably all were asked to reapply at that time. Or if we didn't end up having to reapply when our original benefit year ended back in March of this year, April, May, June of this year, that means the EDD was able to look and see that we wouldn't qualify for a new claim and just didn't make us file a new one because they could tell that we weren't going to qualify and therefore kept us on the extension. So basically, you're going to fail the lag period unless you've completed some work since filing your initial claim. Okay. I know that that's not a fun answer. Okay, Irene, I am so sorry. I saw that you said I missed your question last night. I hope you're still in here. I am answering you right now, Irene, and I'm sorry I didn't see it last night. Okay, you need an answer. Oh, shoot. Well, what's the question, Irene? Irene, please, please, please ask your question because I did see that you said I missed it last night, but I didn't see what your question was. Okay. You're welcome, Sybil. David says the transfer option is gone in Bank of America. It shouldn't be. That's really weird. I will have to look into that. Michelle says, you thought PUA ended on the 4th. I checked and it said that I could certify for 9/11. And you did, and it says paid. So that's good. So the EDD did a bunch of stuff that they weren't supposed to. For example, they put some people on PUA claims just because the programming wasn't ready for PEUC yet, that third extension. So they thought they were doing people big favors by putting them on PUA. That way they wouldn't experience a gap in benefits, even though they really shouldn't have been on PUA. And it kind of wouldn't matter because the weekly benefit amount would have been the same and the weekly boost would have been the same. But after 9/4, it's possible that they put you on that Fed Ed claim because you were really supposed to be on PEUC. Anyway, if you were able to certify and you got paid, That's a good thing, and I wouldn't worry too much about it. Raphael, I don't think they're going to extend PUA. And please, guys, don't ask the question more than once every 15 minutes. Okay, Maria says, so when we get a new claim, will we get a new Bank of America card from the EDD? No. So those cards are good for 3 years. The only time they're going to send you out a new one is if you request a replacement card or you've lost your original card, or there's fraud on the original card, and so you need a replacement. So yeah, they do not issue you a new card, and it's not guaranteed that you'll qualify for a new claim. So I just want to caution everyone about that. Okay, Scott, my assembly members EDD contact said the DNCP expired September 4th. Okay, well, they're wrong. Maybe the ability to be placed on DNCP would have expired September 4th, but because you would have already received a letter about that back when your claim originally expired. So, but the program, that's the Deferred New Claim Payment Program. And maybe they're saying it expired because what that program did is it allowed you to stay on the extension, and all the extensions are now done. But that would mean that your new claim, your deferred claim, would be beginning now. Okay, Geraldine, the claim status tracker is broke as a joke. I wouldn't pay much attention to that right now. It is still giving out all kinds of wrong, incorrect information. Okay. Okay, Ms. Pretty Lady, I don't see your original question, but I know the last time I saw a question from you, it was about filing a new claim and if you should wait or not. Maria's reminding everyone to give everybody a thumbs up. So, Ms. Pretty Lady, that's the question that I'm going to answer since I missed it somewhere in the chat. And I'm going to hope that that's the question you're answering. I would not wait. Okay, Irene, I see you say, oh my God, I'm in LA, not national, and you don't answer any of my questions. Just please ask it again, Irene, pretty please. Okay. So anyway, so Miss Pretty Lady, as long as your benefit year has come and gone, like let's say that I wouldn't wait to file a new claim. I would go ahead and apply now, unless you know that you haven't done any work since you filed your original claim. And then this gets tricky. Then you would need to complete some work. And if you have a job that is offering you work, then in order to collect unemployment benefits after working, you would need to be let go through no fault of your own. So I don't want to recommend that anybody get let go from their job. So yeah, I love podcasts. I almost think that Irene is somebody the other day that was pretending I didn't answer their questions, but like just wasn't posting it. I hope that's not the case though. Oh, here we go. I see Irene's question finally. I certified for FedEd this morning, but it now says for me to keep an eye on my claim tracker for maybe another payment. Can you please explain? So, oh, hi, Jenny. So the claim status trackers are incorrect. All I can tell you is the FedEd extension definitely ended on September 11th. So if you get that payment, you're not going to get any others under that program. Doesn't matter what that claim status tracker says. That program is now expired as well. So the only option at this point would be to see if you qualify for a new claim, if your benefit year is over, and if you have the wages. Okay. Hi, Jenny. Popping in real quick. Oh, exporting your videos, exporting. My mom is good this week. We need to meet. I need to take the time off and go see you. And you got to still, I know because Jenny Silver started making a lot of videos about starting your own business and starting your first website and things like this. She's really busy, but I'm hoping that she sends me a quote, and I'm hoping that maybe she can be my business coach. It's funny, I don't see myself as a creative. I'm just kind of reading information that the EDD sends out, but I'm interested in her ideas, and I'm waiting on that quote. You're right about Kajabi. I reached out to them. They were not interested in sponsoring a video. But yeah, and we're definitely going to do some sort of collaboration in the future. I don't know when. I was telling people yesterday about how last year, I can't remember if I actually sent you this. Wasn't I like, do you want to go live or do you want to make a video for Halloween where we dress up as Anna and Elsa from Frozen? Anyway, I still think we should do that. They all thought we should do that as well. I know you're slim. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I wouldn't be able to like start that process right away anyway. Okay. Debbie Hall says regarding fail lag, as long as you worked even just a few days, does that suffice in regards to this test? It doesn't necessarily. And I don't have it in front of me. And I know if I ask Jenny, she's not going to drop it in my chat, but I want to say it's something like more than $900 in one quarter or more than $1,300 spread across a whole year in order to pass fail lag. So it's actually a significant amount of money. Well, not necessarily significant, but I was in the same situation. I actually did work a couple days for my employer. We thought we were going to get the all clear to open in September of 2020. And so I was called back. We were bringing in PPE, personal protection equipment, and all of that. And I worked like 2 days and I did receive some money and I did do some work, but it was not enough work to pass fail lag. So I didn't qualify for a new claim. Okay, I'm scrolling around still. Jalen says, I have submitted the backdate request a couple of times in the past 2 weeks and got nothing so far. So that's because 2 weeks isn't enough time really to find out if you're approved for the backdating or not. To find out if you're approved for backdating is taking up to 2 months right now. So I would still give it quite a bit of time to see if you were actually approved for backdating or not. There is a backdating deadline. I want to say it's really early October. I would try and do it, the sooner the better. Let's just call it's not September 30th, but just do it by September 30th just to be on the be on the safe side. I think there's actually a few days into October that you can still backdate, but make sure that the backdating request is submitted to the EDD. I'm just going to go ahead and say by September 30th, just to make sure you're covered. Shelly, I said that Fed Ed ended on 9/11, but they told me to look for a letter in the mail. And it's possible that those letters will pass. You guys, I did a community post yesterday, so you can go to my channel and go to that post, and that's going to have it's a tweet from the EDD. I'm going to try and hold it up to the screen here. This is both, right? It sent out the text saying that you get up to 20 weeks under Fed Ed for a lot of people. But right there, it says you can continue certifying for benefits until September 11th when Fed Ed expires. Ooh, sorry about my nasty manicure. Anyway, Fed Ed totally expires. The program's no longer available after September 11th. Now, if for some reason it's possible that you have not yet been notified that you get that last payment for Fed Ed, it's possible they're still doing sweeps. It's possible that they're sending out that email and those notification in batches. So if you haven't certified for the week ending September 11th yet, and you believe that you're eligible for Fed Ed, it is still possible that they would notify you of that. And that once they do notify you of that, that you would go on and be able to certify, but you're not going to be able to collect under that program after September 11th. It's possible that you could certify for September 11th after that date, like in the future, if you haven't already, and still get paid for it. But any weeks after September 11th, the program is just expired. Scott, is there a chance of another lockdown? It does not look like the government is going that direction. They're really pushing this thing that I still don't know if I can say on YouTube or not. That seems to be what they're pushing for. All right, Irene, did I answer your question properly? I feel like I kind of did that. But yeah, I wouldn't pay too much attention to the claim tracker, but FedEd, definitely the last payable week was the week ending September 11th. Okay. Yay, I love podcast loves both of our energy. Yeah, I like when Jenny's in here as well. Okay, Seabass says you just checked and under claim status it says I'm on FedEd and I can certify for benefits. Is that correct? If you're given weeks to certify for them and see what happens. That's going to be my advice on that. It should just be the 1 week. They even said in a tweet that the last payable week for FedEd is September 11th, and that's what's on the Dole guidance page, that the last payable week for FedEd here in California is September 11th. And Scott, I honestly don't want to lock down again. That hurt a lot of small businesses. And I think that that's one of the reasons why people are so big on this recall. They do not like the way the governor handled that. They don't like that we were told to shut down. Many businesses and individuals just wanted to get back to normal. They wanted the businesses to stay open. And I don't think that was an easy decision. But I don't see that being what they're talking about as of right now. Angelina says, if I got extra hours for the last week on my claim, do I still have to certify for the week or just skip it since I have excessive earnings? It's really up to you. I normally tell people to go ahead and certify. Like, what if you did the calculation wrong and you actually do qualify for a little bit of benefits? I would probably certify just to make sure that I didn't qualify for anything. But if you know for sure that you made too much to get benefits, it's totally fine to just skip it and not certify for that week as well. And I'm very happy for you that you potentially even made too much to certify, because that means you're back at work. And I am very happy for you about that. Okay. So no sad face. I'm happy you've got a job. Okay. Rose says, I was notified that I need to not do anything. They will inform me of my next certification. I don't know if the system is updated or not. The thing is if you are PUA, PEUC, now FedEd, Extension Tier 2 or Extension Tier 2 augmentation, there's not going to be a next time to certify. The only way that there would be a next time to certify would be if you qualify for a new claim, or if you previously received the DNCP notice. Okay. And there is a part where it's talking about reapplying, where it says, hey, if you know that you didn't receive enough wages to qualify for a new claim, the gist of it is like, don't bother. Okay, Irene, I'm so glad that I got to your question, because I saw that you told me I missed it yesterday. I felt super bad. Okay, and you're very welcome. Okay. So, basically they're saying, hey guys, if you know you're not going to qualify, don't bother reapplying or filing a new claim. With that said, I do know that 2 of my employees, they should have failed lag, because they got furloughed when I did, and they didn't even work those 2 days in September when we thought we might reopen. They didn't work at all since initially filing their new claim. So they should not have qualified for a new claim. This was back in March. But they did file a new claim, and the EDD awarded them a new claim instead of keeping them on the extension. With that said, I also don't know if it would ever catch up. Like, I don't know if the EDD would ever realize they weren't supposed to have done that and try and collect an overpayment from you guys. If that happened, if that somehow was the way it went down, if you filed for a new claim, they improved you, they sent you payments, that would definitely be no fault of your own. So you could appeal that if that happened, but I would just be careful. I would be careful with that. But it doesn't exactly really hurt to file a new claim and see if you qualify. I think the EDD is probably just trying to dissuade people so that they don't have all those claims and everything to try and process again. And it's going to be really interesting to see what that does to the IUR, the insured unemployment rate. Um, I wonder what will happen with that. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that to see how that. I feel like that's definitely going to bump up California's insured unemployment rate, but what I don't know is by how much. Smoochies says, forgot password, unable to pass through ID me, can't plug in a new number for them to send. Okay, so the best way to fix issues with ID.me is by tweeting at their CEO. His name is Blake Hall. So get onto Twitter or Instagram. He's pretty good about responding to people through Twitter. So just tweet at him, let him know that you're stuck. And he usually will have a team member reach out to you to help you with that. But please, please, please be careful when you're tweeting like, hey, I need help resetting my password. Be careful who you're giving that information to. Like maybe tweet at Blake Hall again and be like, hey, does Jenny Silver work for you? Because she's asking for my password. Like, I just want you guys to, he is good about helping people, but also do your due diligence and make sure that, because scammers will see that and try and prey on you as well. So just be careful with that. And while we're talking about that, scammers have been really rampant on my page. I'm never going to ask you guys to contact me through WhatsApp. They're getting clever. They're reminding people to just subscribe to the channel and everything. So it really makes it look like it's me, but it's not. And it's tricky for me because I make these videos. They're really crazy, Jenny. They're so crazy. And I'm really struggling because a lot of times I put up a video and then unfortunately I'm like rushing off to work and I'm not able to monitor my comments right away. I really need to hire my mom, but I'm not sure that she understands like how to do these things. But like I need some help, but I need like the family discount on the help for my mom. My mom needs to feel useful. I'll pay her something, but not as much as I probably should pay somebody. But yeah, totally lots of fake accounts. And unfortunately, because I'm making videos and working, it's really hard for me to hop on and like flag those accounts. But if you ever see anybody that appears to be me asking for you to contact them on WhatsApp, it is not me, and please report those accounts. Yeah. Yeah, YouTube, like, it's crazy, and they also need, like, a remove all. Like, if I'm like, a lot of times it'll say Shelly's Millions, and it'll be, like, these 2, like, light gray squares, or it'll say Shelly's Millions Investments or Shelly's Millions Pinned Comments. Like, they're really bad, and, yeah, it seems like YouTube could be a little more proactive about that. Anyway, please protect yourselves. Do your due diligence, especially because I'm telling you to reach out to somebody on Twitter, Blake Hall, the CEO for ID.me. And as soon as you are like, I need help, that opens up the door for other people with bad intentions to try and wiggle information out of you. So just be careful with that. But that is the best way to get a hold of them and then to get your ID.me account moving again. Okay. Yeah, it's really crazy, Jenny. And like the same that was happening to like huge channels like Graham Stephan and Andre Geek and like Meet Kevin. And I thought it was getting better for a while, and now it's like super terrible. Anyway, you're welcome. Tread lightly. Okay. Mac for Life lives in New York City. Do you have a question? I don't know as much about unemployment in New York City, but I'm willing to give it a go. And I do know that all of these programs expired on the national level. Most of them expired September 4th. Okay, Debbie, so when you say already received a DNCP award, do you mean the program that is gone along with others, or are letters still coming in the mail? Those letters wouldn't come in the mail, but Debbie, I figured out why a lot of people don't know if they got that letter, and it's because it's not called a DNCP letter per se. It would have said notice of so this would have been whenever your original benefit year ended and you originally filed a new claim, it would have said notice of eligibility to remain on pandemic emergency unemployment compensation extension. And this is so notice of eligibility to remain on pandemic emergency unemployment compensation extension. They should have, this is someone else's letter, but this is what that looks like. And it makes very little mention really about the the program. It's like buried in this. What is the new program it says? Um Recent federal legislation enacted the Deferred New Claim Payment Program, which allows the EDD to continue paying benefits on your PEUC extension instead of your regular UI claim so that you can receive a higher benefit amount. The DNCP applies when the weekly benefit amount on your PEUC extension is at least $25 more than the weekly benefit amount on your new regular UI claim. So that's a notice that would have gone out when you first filed a new claim. Now, could those letters still be going out? It's going to depend on when your benefit year ended. So I actually, and this is probably something good to talk about as Jenny, you retracted your message um about scammers. Anyway, I love vampires. Okay, anyway, that's the side I'm seeing. I love podcast thing. So I actually have quite a few of you who say that you have whose benefit years actually just ended. Like somebody's benefit year ended, I want to say like 8/28 or something like that. So there was like 1 week of benefits left before um after their claim expired. They actually still need to try and file a new claim. Now, it is possible if their benefit year ended like a week or 2 ago and they're pending, 1, yes, file a new claim. 2, it would be possible, as far as I know, to receive a DNCP notice at that time. Like if somebody files a new claim, they're eligible for the new claim, but they need to be kept on the extension because the new claim is $25 less than being kept on the extension. It is still possible that they would get that letter, but it would be like if their benefit year just ended within, let's go within the last month, and they haven't filed a new claim yet, then it would still be possible to get that notice. My computer like keeps jumping. Okay, I'm going to take a couple more questions and then I'm going to head out for tonight. Okay, falsifying info with EDD may cause problems for years to come. Yes. However, if it lets you file a new claim and they approve it, like you would be telling the truth about not having any earnings. If it gets through though, that's, I don't know, it's tricky. Yes, Khalid, the FedEd was just for 1 week. It was for the week ending September 11th, and now that program's expired. Kenneth, the ending of this funding is good news for my family. My parents are so worried and my brother's sitting around not working. I shouldn't laugh, but that's super cute. Your parents sound like amazing people. And I feel like your brother's gonna be just fine. Okay. Tread lightly. We read that one and you're welcome. Okay. Jenny took back all her comments. Okay. I'm gonna do John's and then maybe one more. Okay. John says, I've lost all my faith in EDD. They've led me on for 11 months, still pending. You lost house, you lost your insurance for cars, and you lost bank accounts. John, email your assembly member and see if they can help you. Please, please, please see if there's anything that they can do to help you. Okay. Okay, so King Low says, when backdating through Claimer, what questions do they ask you? Okay, so Claimer doesn't help with backdating at all. And even calling the EDD to help with backdating is not the best way to go about that. So the best method for requesting backdating on your claim is to log onto your UI Online account From there, you're going to go to the Ask EDD section, and there's going to be like a drop-down menu with lots of different options. You're going to choose the one that says something about request backdating on my unemployment claim, and that's where you would request backdating. Claimer just gets you through if you're trying to call the EDD, but to my knowledge, the reps don't help you with backdating over the phone. So if what you're wanting to do is backdating your claim, Claimer is not a good option for that. Claimer is a good option like if you have a pending payment with the EDD and for whatever reason you would just like to call instead of emailing your assembly member, then Claimer is good for getting you at least to the point where you can hold so that you can speak to the EDD. If you have a question that you would like to ask a representative, Claimer is a good way to get through to the EDD, but it's not good for requesting backdating. Okay. Your assembly member did nothing to help. Try Lorena Gonzalez's office. She has really, really, really been a saint. She is fighting a battle against breast cancer right now, and her office is still helping people that aren't even in her area. So she's just like an amazing superwoman. Okay. Never Again says, my mother doesn't know she qualifies. Claim type is unemployment insurance. Benefit year is 7/20 to 7/20/21. Weekly balance is 258. And yes, she has employer wages within the last 18 months. Okay, so did your mom file a new claim back in July of 2021? Since that's when her original benefit year ended, that's when she should have been asked to file a new claim. If for some reason she wasn't asked to file a new claim, that usually means that the EDD was able to look on their own and determine that she would not have qualified for a new claim. Even if you have wages in the last 18 months, you also need to pass this lag period. Normally, unemployment doesn't pay you two back-to-back unemployment claims. You need to have completed some work since she filed her original claim. So if she hasn't worked at all since July of 2020, unless she's done some W-2 work now, she most likely would not qualify for a new claim. Ricardo, you don't need to close out your claim. Now that PUA has ended, there's no additional steps that you would need to take. Okay. Vero, your rent relief status is approved, pending landlord, but my landlord is having trouble filling out on her end because it's for future payment. I called and was told they're only doing past due payments. That is not true. I haven't seen the paperwork. I wish I could direct you more, but I wrote down his name. It's Russ Heimerich. He's the Deputy Secretary, Communications Business Consumer Services Housing Agency. So he is one of the people like basically in charge of the Housing is Key program. And he told me that future rent is covered even if you're not behind on your rent yet and that you need to call. So I'm 100% sure that the housingiskey.com program for rent relief and rent assistance is probably just like getting EDD benefits. You know how sometimes you call and you get a good rep that can help with your claim, and sometimes you call and you get a bad rep that can't help with your claim or doesn't have the right answer. I'm 100% sure the same is true with Housing is Key. I heard it straight from the horse's mouth that even if you're not behind on rent, you can request rent relief and rental assistance for future rent, and that they're giving out up to 3 months of future rent payments. So, but I have heard people say they want you to practically be homeless before they'll release those funds. So, whoever you talk to is wrong. I have a screenshot of this too. Ooh, I got like the crazy eye. This made me so mad. Okay, I'm gonna stop. That's what happens at the end of these. Is I get a little wonky. I gotta make that a thumbnail. Except no one would click it. They would be like, oh. All right, hold on. I'm looking for a screenshot. This will be useful, I promise. I'm sorry. That was a weird face. Boy. Nope. Hold on. Okay, this is from a news article. All of my stuff's always from like news articles. Nope, that's not it. I'm a renter. What are the requirements? Sorry, wrong screenshot. Oh, no. That's it. That's it. Sorry. I just gotta read. I gotta read my own fine print. I'm a renter. What are the requirements? Eligible renters must have been impacted. Sorry, it's hard. It gets backwards for me. I think it's spacing the right way for you guys, but it's backwards for me. Eligible renters must have been impacted by COVID-19 and be behind on their rent or need help with future rent. So that doesn't say and, it says be behind or need help with future rent. This is from a reputable news source. But of course, I don't have I sent myself the article. Let me tell you the reputable news source. But yeah, so help with future rent. Where is this? Okay, I'm gonna have to go look for the article again because the last articles I sent myself were about the stimulus. But anyway, 100% they're supposed to help you with future rent. Sorry, that made me have the crazy eye because they told you wrong. Okay, I'm done making the crazy eye for now. I don't know. It's like when a kid learns to make a new face. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm skipping around and I am going to be taking off shortly. Okay. Let me see if I know Alejandra's question. Alejandra's from Oregon. I'm struggling. Last two questions. I'm confused because I'm on PEUC and I was able to file a weekly claim yesterday for the week ending September 11th. So in Oregon, the program would not be called FedEd, but you're looking for a program. It's referred to in most states as E as in elephant, B as in boy, EB, and it stands for, I should have said E as in extended and B as in benefits because that's what it stands for, extended benefits. And Oregon most likely is one of the states that also had extended benefits available to them. But that program, extended benefits in Oregon, would have expired the week ending September 11th. The other possibility is that you actually received the program name was called this on a federal level. It's possible that you qualified for something called the Deferred New Claim Payment Program. And if that's possible, it's possible that they've now started you on that new claim. So again, just like in California, if it gives you weeks to certify for them. And if you get paid, that's wonderful. Okay. Debbie wants to know, on filing a new claim, is it best by website or on paper plus faxing? I would do it online. And I would do it online. All right. Sabrina, if you were approved for the first conditional payments and received two payments, will we get another pay now payment anytime soon? I would think so. But Sabrina, honestly, if you have multiple pending payments and or you're pending for anything besides just this most recent Sunday, your best bet is really to email your assembly member to have them do the hard work for you and help you get paid. Okay. I'm going to do James. James says, my EDD account said paid last week, but my payment was issued today. How long will my card take to come? Okay, so it said paid last week, but it was issued today. I'm confused because normally when it says, I'm not sure that I don't know the difference between a paid payment and an issued payment. So, I want to answer one more question after this. So I'm putting my finger down to remind me. So usually the California EDD Bank of America debit card takes up to 10 business days after you certify and after that first certification goes to paid. Keep in mind that since Monday was a holiday, it's going to take a little bit longer. Okay, well, if the website's down, you can't access it. So you're just going to have to wait for it to come back up. But it does take 10 business days to receive your EDD debit card in the mail. Business days. And I feel like they're not counting Saturday as a business day. Okay. I don't know what Smoochies is referencing, but saying all day chemist affordable meds. So right now, health insurance should be deeply discounted. Through coveredcalifornia.com. So if you need help with medication, please check that out. Also, just go to like the Walmart pharmacy and see if they have like a generic medication program. All right, Ray, RJ. Back pay, it can take 2 months to find out about. Okay, we're going to do RJ's question and then that's going to be the last one for the night. Okay. And yes, nay, nay, Steph, I would just kind of ignore that. If it gives you weeks to certify and it lets you certify, go ahead and certify. If and if it doesn't, then your only option at this point really is to file a new claim. Okay, Ray J says, you just signed on. You have a question. Your last certification was not paid September 4th, and it says pending for review, and I still have a balance left over. Any ideas? Please help. So again, since you're now pending for more than 1 week, probably the best bet is just going to be emailing your assembly member. I have that how to find your assembly member as a pinned comment up at the top. I recommend emailing. That way you have a paper trail of what you asked them and what their response was. Sorry, had to turn off my air conditioning. It was getting cold. So at this point, I would email your assembly member and have them see if they can push the payment through. And in terms of having a balance on your claim, unfortunately, you will not receive the balance on your claim. That's now not accessible because the programs have expired and it essentially goes back to the federal government. Okay. You guys are very welcome. I look forward. I'm still going to be going live on Sunday morning and Monday night. That's the current plan. So Sundays at 11 a.m., Mondays at 9 p.m. I'm happy to talk about finance. I'm happy to talk about investing, budgeting, buying a home, the Housing is Key program, walking you guys through signing up for food stamps, SNAP, CalFresh, EBT, whatever you want to call that program, all of those words, the same program. Maybe make the weird crazy eye if I get mad. I'm going to do that at work to my staff now. They're going to get the crazy eye if they're acting crazy. Because I've just decided I love that face. Oh, James, but I thought I answered yours. Yeah. Oh, it said, yeah, we totally answered yours, James. I did say it was the last question and then I did more. But yeah, so James, 10 business days to get that card, usually from the day it switches to paid, and Monday was the holiday, so it's going to take a little extra long. I was reading the word live. So yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about going forward, we will talk about that. I still have some furniture I need to put together. Maybe I'll build that while I'm doing lives. I don't quite know. But I also want to be your cheerleader for whatever jobs you're going to start to pursue, whatever you're interested in learning about going forward. Rich wants to talk about the stock market. If you have AMC stock, he's saying to hold. If you're interested in the stock market, I also always have my Webull stock link. Rich, do you use Webull or do you use Robinhood? I also have my Robinhood link down below. So with budgeting and saving money, I believe in getting as much stuff for free as you possibly can. So why not get your free stock off all the different ways? Yeah, block your EDD debit card after each use. Yours was compromised. Yes, that's very good advice. Okay. Walking through EBT. Yep. I'm definitely going to do that. Also, oh, don't worry about sending me money, Smoochies. Don't worry. I know that benefits just ended. You have Webull and Robinhood. Good on you, Rich. I'm very proud of you. Do you do M1 Finance? Because I used Meet Kevin's link for M1 Finance, and truthfully, that is like the most confusing stock trading platform ever. And I like the idea of public, and I used Graham Stephan's public link. I should put those down below too, because I definitely have them. So I probably have a link, and I do think you should get all the free stocks you can. But M1 Finance is confusing, and even though I like public, literally the free stock that they gave me was worth $2, and now I don't love them because $2 is not a lot of money. It's better than no money, but I was disappointed in comparison to the free stock I got on the other apps. Anyway, okay. So, um, back pay takes about it takes up to 2 months to find out if it's approved or not. So the backdating process can take a long time. All right. Yeah, Rich, and I'm glad that you're investing. Sounds like you're doing well with your AMC stock. I'll tell you a story about that, but I think I'll save that for another time after I'm doing my more investing content. You guys, if there were ever somebody who missed like the stock market boat, it's me. I had Bitcoin in 2014, sold it. Don't want to think about what it'd be worth now. Had the opportunity to buy Dogecoin, didn't do it. Now look what it's worth. Wanted Tesla stock, didn't buy that. That woulda, coulda, shoulda, didn't. So now I just have to learn from my past errors and hodl, right? HODL. I got to hodl my stock now. All right. All right, you guys, that's going to be it today. Yeah, M1 Finance is total confusing. So maybe I'll make a video on that. I was on a Meet Kevin live stream where he walked us through it. I was like, oh yeah, I got this, but I wasn't doing it while he was doing it. And then I did not got it. Anyway, I did get, no, I think I only got like $2 in free stock from them too, but get all the free stocks you can from all the different platforms and all the free crypto and all that. So more content like that coming soon. Even though I can't figure it out yet, I will figure it out. All right, you guys. Jenny and I have not met in person yet. We will, though. Did you see she asked me to meet her halfway for drinks? So I'm probably gonna drive all the way to her. I have friends in Sacramento. They had a baby. I need to see them. I can't believe there's so many of you guys still watching. All right. I am gonna go for the night. Thank you guys so much for watching. Shelly's Millions. Big Bang Drizzy, no, because I always see you in my other comments. So I'm gonna get yours. Pending payments should eventually get paid. The EDD does have until September 30th, even to take care of the conditional payment pay now program. So they have, probably is Rich. Maybe I should have you on the channel. We'll talk about all the mistakes we made with investing. So pending payments should eventually be paid. And when they are, any payments prior to the week ending 9/4 should include the extra $300 boost. Keep in mind that's literally just if it says pending, if it says disqualified or not paid, those are different things that you would probably need to get the help of your assembly member to help with. And reaching out and emailing your assembly member is one of the best ways to get those pending payments pushed through. Or you can use Claimant, and I have that link in the description. Okay. Yeah, so instead of calling, in Grand Rapids, Michigan, to get pending payments paid. That's an important piece of information because I'm usually from California, so I normally give the advice based in California. I'm going to say try your mayor. Not every state has assembly members. So try like your mayor's office, try your governor's office, try all your politicians from the bottom all the way up. I didn't even know not every state had assembly members until I started making these videos. So definitely look at all your politicians, email them and ask them if they can help push your pending payments through. Okay. And that really is going to be the last question. And you guys are very welcome. I love talking with you guys. It's been 18 months now. All right. Have a good night. Thank you so much for watching Shelly's Millions. I will, I'm going to check my Twitter. All right, Rich. All right. And I'll see you next time. Follow me on Twitter since this isn't ending. It's Shelly's _millions and Instagram and TikTok. I think it's Shelly's _millions on all that.